What is going on, everybody? The gang is back. And of course, Remy's in the house. Look at him. Decked out from head to tippy toe. Tua. Remy.
Tua, take the game over.
Valoa. It's over with. You know, I guess I don't even really need to ask how good you're doing because I guess you're doing pretty good.
Maybe the best I've ever done. Gotta be honest with you. Can't remember a better feeling.
When's the last time you had as much talent at quarterback than you have right now?
1984.
Honestly, though?
1984.
How many times you rewatch those clips of Tua just dotting?
How do you think I go to sleep at night? It's just been. I thought it was a dream, dude. I literally thought it was a dream. I was like, dude, there ain't no way.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
No way.
I know we're gonna break it down a little bit later when we get into NFL and stuff. But when I was watching, I was like, well, you know, we had the whole thing Sunday, so I was kind of watching my phone in and out, whatever. But I was like, dang, them Dolphins, same old Dolphins.
Same old Dolphins, dude. Same old.
And then next thing you know, I'm getting, bro, mad people are blowing me up about you. I had people live out here, like all the guys from the office. They're like, bro, I bet Remy's so happy. I bet Remy's hyped as fuck. Y'all weren't even winning yet. People are hitting me up. I was like, well, what is going on? Next thing you know, I look at it. Tua bringing them boys back. So you had a good. So you went from the lows of the Saturday, which those are what they are anymore. Who cares?
It wasn't even lows. I just kind of knew it was coming.
And then you had the highest of the high on Sunday.
Dude. I mean, it wasn't the best weekend. I will say, outside of South Carolina, it was a pretty interesting week of college football.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of South Carolina. My NASCAR driver did good on Saturday night.
Okay.
Moved on to the next round of the playoffs. But yeah, no, nothing tops Sunday. Nothing comes close to topping what happened Sunday. Nothing.
Oh, we're gonna get into this for sure, Wes.
I got my book of receipts.
Stop.
I got my book of receipts, bro.
People talking that shit.
I got them. I got my receipts, dude.
We're gonna break down that. We're gonna talk a lot about Tua and stuff here coming up. But overall, so you had a good weekend, huh?
Yeah. I mean, literally, like, okay, so if your quarterback throws 6 touchdowns and you come back 21 points in the fourth quarter, it's pretty hard to have a bad weekend. Like I don't know. Like, I would have had to gotten hit by a car, and I still don't think that would have done it. Like, if I was in like a coma, you know,
and you didn't know.
Yeah. It's like I got bopped on the head pretty good and forgot that Tua just threw 6 touchdowns.
Right. Well, for me, my weekend was pretty terrible, just overall. But a ray of sunlight came in the version of it wasn't the weekend. It was on Monday night. And my Buffalo Bills dominated the lowly Titans. My Buffalo Bills defense in fantasy in the Dynasty League got 22 points. My Buffalo kicker got me 12 points and somehow outdueled Dalvin Cook in the Vikings kicker. How about that? I bet Harris was pissed. Did you talk to Harris yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. Haven't talked to him about it.
You got to talk to him about it.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not happy.
How about them Ravens? Heartbroken.
I mean, it was a hell of a game. I mean, honestly, hell of a game. Touche. Lamar Jackson, pay the man.
Lamar's special, dude.
Lamar Jackson just
he's starting to throw the ball, dude. He's starting to dot a little bit.
Oh, I know. He was damn good on Sunday.
Yeah.
Damn good. You win that game 99% of the time.
Dude, what they play calling? The play calling just went a little conservative or something?
We just started dotting them up, dude. I mean, there's nothing you can do when the left arm of
Bro,
God.
stop.
When the left arm of God is on the way, there's just nothing you can do. It's a freight train. You just got to get out of the way.
Jonathan wants a public apology for Devin Duvernay.
Can't do it. Won't do it.
Yo, to be fair, if you watch him play, he's actually a ball player.
Yeah, I mean, he did return the opening kickoff for a touchdown. Classic Miami start. Just beautiful. No, can't do it. See, Jonathan, this is the thing is you don't want me to apologize because the moment I apologize and try to like act like he's a good football player, he'll start to be bad. Yep. You got to understand it. It's like when I say things, the opposite happens. So like when I call him bad, he will be good. And if I start to acknowledge he's good, you'll cut him in a couple of weeks. So like
and that's just facts.
Honestly. That's just how it works with me. I don't know. I've got a gift and a curse. Other than the left arm of God, of course.
No, it was cool. It was fun to watch, fun to see. He deserves his flowers for that game. That's for sure.
100.
I guess you want to start talking. You just want to go NFL, just do NFL base solely, pretty much.
Guide me.
All right, so nothing really major happened in college football. I guess we can start with college football. Georgia beat the shit out of South Carolina.
Wait, what?
So with the Gamecocks, pretty worried about their trajectory and where they're at this year because our offensive line coach is one of the worst offensive line coaches in the world. I've been saying this for a little over a year now. Still continues to do the same things over and over again. And you take the worst offensive line coach and you take the worst offensive coordinator in the country, you add those two things up, you're going to get not a great football team.
Yeah, I'm not jumping so hard off the bandwagon.
We knew that Georgia was
expected.
Yeah, but bro, come on, dude. Come on.
This is what I expected. And it's not the players, it is the coaching staff. But I mean, at the end of the day, we knew it was going to be Marcus Satterfield, and we knew that was going to be the problem.
That's a problem, though. When I live in Phoenix, Arizona, and I could tell you exactly how bad our offensive coordinator is and how pitiful our offensive line is, I'm not even around the program. That's a problem. My problem is I don't mind. You know, you never want to lose 40 points at home. Georgia's a really good football team. It was the ease of the 40.
Oh, yeah.
It was 40. You know what I mean? It's just how easy it happens. What's up, Mr. Tracy?
It was.
How you doing?
They just walked it up and down, whatever they wanted to do. I mean, I knew we were doomed when we go 3rd and 6. We bring DeCarrion Joyner in to play quarterback for the first time all year against Georgia and then run the ball. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. In what world does that work? In what world does Georgia's defense give up a 3rd and 6 running the ball up the middle on a gadget play? They know it's a run play. Like 90%.
That's when the whole country just said off.
Yep. And then we immediately turn around and go 3rd and 8, hand off up the middle instead of trying to throw for a first down. It's like, I mean, well, we're clearly this is where we are as a program where our offensive coordinator is clueless. Mm-hmm. That's Georgia's defense. That's maybe the best defense in the country, and you're not running 3rd and 6s. You're not running 3rd and 8s.
My problem is, dude, I don't care who you are. If you can properly scheme, you can move. You can have some gadget plays. You can set up the run game to set up this play, to set up this pass, to set back up the run game. But there's none of that. There's no scheme. There's nothing makes sense. 1 + 1 = 5 with South Carolina, and it just all of it is just ass backwards. I will say how bad our offense is rubs off on the defense. The defense is getting mauled because they're on the field all day long, and they didn't do themselves any favors either. I'm looking at the D-line. We have so much talent there, but I sat there, Remy, and we're talking about it when we're watching it live. I was sitting there talking with Michael and Caleb and Jacob. I said, honestly, guys, I'm going to say this, and I want you to be honest with me. When was the last time we faced a team, and think about all the good teams and all the bad teams we played, where we forced a 2nd and 11? Is that too much to ask, bro?
It's not often.
No, it's been over. It's almost 2 years since this happened. We do. We have a couple second 8s, second 9s. We do not get off blocks. They don't understand it. I can't remember the last time I seen a defensive tackle shed a guard and stop a guy in the backfield. That's what I love. People, we was talking about the other day in the NFL. I said, dude, I used to love Randall, and I used to love the Vikings D-line. I used to love Big John Rich. I used to love the Jacksonville D-line. I enjoy great defensive tackle play.
Yeah.
It is what it is. That's what I like. I like big boys stopping the run for – you know how hard it is in the NFL if you got a 2nd and 11?
It's tough.
It's tough. That drive is tough. Because now you're looking at a 3rd and 8, honestly.
Yeah.
So, what's up, Camille? How you doing, baby?
Yeah,
it's just I don't know.
The lack of penetration from the D-line's a problem. The linebacking core is non-existent.
They're terrible.
They're just never there.
They're terrible. And they've been that way for a decade, honestly.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
When's the last time we had... Even when we had a good linebacker in Ernest, in what's his name?
Ernest Jones. But it was just a
Sky Moore before that.
Sky Moore one-man show. It's like the last time we had a good like linebacking core were the Spurrier years. It's been that damn long.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's tough, man. Like I said, this is why I kind of had tempered expectations coming into the season. And we got a couple winnable games coming up. I mean, some easy rebound games here. The issue is the other teams, the teams where we need to squeak 1 or 2 of those games out.
Those are good teams.
Those teams are looking better and better, and we're not. We're looking like we're a little outclassed. But it's just the frustrating part to me is there's talent, man. There is talent on this team. We did it every year in the Muschamp era. Mm-hmm. There's NFL talent on this team. There were NFL players on Muschamp's team. We're not making the most out of these kids. We're not getting the best out of them that we can. We clearly see it. These kids play on Sundays, yet we can't get them to perform on Saturdays while we're here. Right. And it's just maddening. It's like I watch Marshawn Lloyd. That dude's a real deal running back. That's a real deal running back. He's averaging 2.5 yards a carry because every time he touches,
he gets hit at the line of scrimmage.
He's getting destroyed at the line of scrimmage.
Right.
I look at Jaheim Bell. We can't figure out how to use him. That dude's going to be a stud come Sundays. We can't figure out how to use him. We're running toss plays with him. I mean, it's just embarrassing. It's tough to watch. And like you said, the D-line's loaded full of 4- and 5-star football players. These are dudes that should be making impact plays. You get a lot of tackles, great, but I'm talking, like you said, you break through the line of scrimmage, you tackle a running back in the backfield, you get a big sack, you get a strip sack.
Yeah. Tackle for loss for me. That's how you bang your – that's like the dude from Alabama. People don't understand how crazy his stat was, the tackle for loss stat.
31
That's as good as a sack, bro.
31 tackles for loss. It was absolute bonkers. But yeah, that
stat, like right there, he's had 31. South Carolina, I honestly could say they haven't had one in like 2 years.
It's crazy. But I mean, that's why he's the best.
I'm not.
I'm not. We
not
are
here. Guess what? We'll say my birthday's Thursday.
Watch out.
We'll be
Watch out.
I'll be turning 33.
Watch out. It's a good year, dude.
Thursday night, we are going to Brazilian, the fancy little Brazilian place. Yeah. We're going to do that for my birthday. And then we are going to have people over Saturday. So my birthday, what I want for my birthday is what I told Camille is I want the guys from the office to come over and we're going to watch football all day Saturday. So not going to involve the Gamecocks because they're terrible.
But hey, this Saturday should be a win.
This Saturday?
Should be a win.
Should be a win.
Charlotte.
Rip Steelers Nation. What's going on, Mr. Positive?
Rip Steelers Nation.
Facts. But yeah, so it was an interesting week. We had Washington beat Michigan State. Beat them pretty good. Oregon, I saw this one happening a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I watched BYU. You know how much I like BYU. Oregon, after the ass whipping they got from Georgia, they're still a good football team. They bounced back. It's hard to go into Eugene and get anything done there. At the zoo, they beat BYU pretty handily. Texas A&M, Miami, both these teams kind of suck. So Who cares about that, dude? If Miami couldn't beat this Texas A&M team, they're just always overrated.
How about Arkansas struggling with
It
Missouri State?
was one of those. It was one of those down, those weeks where you kind of look over it a little bit. Trap game. Florida almost lost to South Florida at home. Yeah. How Florida got to open up the season with 3 straight home games, I'll never know. Wake Forest almost lost to Liberty.
And they did.
Hartman's pretty good quarterback though for Wake Forest. Fingers crossed this week. Wake Forest plays Clemson.
Holding out hope.
So yeah, that's about it. I don't
game of the week, by the way. Not going to be listed.
Was the Appalachian State?
Was Appalachian State once again? Appalachian State is must-watch football.
Watch your mouth. I'm telling you, you say one. There's a lot of lurkers out there, so
it's crazy.
Right? So you talk your shit about Texas. Jonathan shows up. You say anything about them kitty cats and up north, old Stromo will come out. Yeah. We have a couple Tiger fans that lurk. But
I'm shocked when you said that Texas A&M sucks that like 6 people didn't just comment.
I know. But yeah, so Appalachian State, what a wild football game. One of the worst coaching football games I think I've seen in a while. I keep saying that. Very strange. So Appalachian State drove all the way down the field. Troy stopped them in the red zone. 4th and goal, stopped them. They celebrated like they won. They got stopped with like hardly any time left on the clock. Instead of punting the ball, now they're at 4 points.
4-point game.
With like 30 seconds to go, I think, or something like that. 20-something seconds maybe or something.
I think 30 seconds left.
30 seconds left. Instead of punting, they take a safety.
Intentionally take a safety to make it a 2-point game.
So
you still have to punt the ball.
So
now all they need is a field goal.
Now they punt the ball, but they only punt it to like the 45-yard line. So then Appalachian State, all they have to do is get 20 yards and kick the field goal for the win.
Can't get the 20 yards.
They keep dropping open passes. I'm like, well, App State lost this one. This game's over. And then, of course, the App State quarterback doesn't have the arm strength to throw it to the end zone. Throws it to about the 6-yard line, 7-yard line. The guy swats it back in the air, back toward the guy. The App State guy just catches the football, runs around, and runs in the end zone.
Yeah. And what a block by the other wide receiver.
Yeah.
The other receiver on the Hail Mary realizes his teammate catches it.
You swat it down.
Swat it down.
Not back up in the air.
Hail Mary for the win. App State is must-watch football.
They are. They're excited.
Must-watch.
Bro, there's something going up there in the mountains of Boone.
I tell you, man. They are a fun team to watch. No matter what, they keep you on your toes.
Mm-hmm. So I think this week, Wake Forest plays Clemson is a good one. Florida, Tennessee.
I think it's always a good matchup.
I think Tennessee has a good chance in that one. I like Tennessee's team, what they got going on. See anything else here? Arkansas plays A&M at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas.
You got Michigan versus Maryland. Maryland's 3-0 going into that game.
You got Wisconsin, Ohio State. Oregon State, USC. You know, them Corvallis boys always rock with Oregon State. Before we get off college football, how about Herm Edwards getting fired in the end zone after losing at home?
Field. That was wild, man. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Of course, it's speculation, but that appears to be what happened.
Yeah, he was
like, you lose.
I think they just told him, "Hey, we need to go have a conversation."
Yeah, it's
time.
Go
yeah,
it's pretty crazy, man. I was looking at some of the stuff that's been going on out there. Not good.
So yeah, they were trying to hold on to him and just eat the where they broke all the rules and stuff, and they were just gonna take the sanctions. But now they're like, listen, we'll just fire this guy.
You go lose that game, nah. See ya.
Yeah.
See ya. A&M Arkansas in AT&T Stadium this weekend.
Yeah. Yep. Just said that. Yes, sir.
That's going to be a big one. That'll be
technically. Where's old Matt at? I ain't seen him pop up yet.
I don't know, dude. Waiting for it.
You ever notice he always misses out on the thing he only cares about?
Yeah, it's like every time we talk about Arkansas, it's like he'll come in and be like, dude, what about them Hogs?
Dude, what I missed, dude? What
we talked about it 30 minutes ago.
Pig Suey, baby. What are we doing?
That'll be a good game, though. I mean, it's technically a neutral field, but it's one of those neutral fields where it's in Dallas, Texas. So, be a good game.
Arkansas is not too far away, though.
No, it's not too bad. It's better than some of those other ones. So what's when they made Oregon go to Atlanta to play
Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, neutral site. Okay, well, one of them's in Oregon.
Yeah,
one of them's
Athens is about 45 minutes to an hour away. The other one's in Oregon.
So
the other one's in not close. There he is. He's back. August, welcome back
for it. Got you one win, dude. Did it. Got beat a ranked team.
Are you going to be built for it this week, or is Arkansas going to run it down your throat? Miami is overrated, by the way.
But August, Texas A&M put me to sleep on Saturday, bro. That game was boring. I was struggling on 17.
I will say, I don't have no problems with Texas A&M, but their weird ass pep rallies they do, that shit is weird.
That video I sent y'all,
they keep doing them. I don't understand. I just don't understand. Like,
dude, I literally for a second I watched the video. I was like, dude, that might be August. Like, it literally might be him.
They go, if they love Miami so much, they could go back to the beach. It's called Midnight Yell. That shit is weird.
Well, y'all need to go to bed.
Y'all need to be put on a dude. Y'all gonna be put on a list if y'all keep gathering like that,
bro. What is happening?
Is he happens every Friday at midnight? Well,
y'all need to get some rest.
Y'all need to sleep up.
Get some sleep in, dude. Season while giving a speech.
So
is that? There he is.
Matt Ritter on Facebook.
Matt Ritter.
He's missing it.
Hopefully he didn't just join because we literally just talked about Arkansas.
We literally just had a whole segment about Arkansas.
And talked about how you always miss the Arkansas segment.
I tell you, every time.
Every time.
Matt Ritter always joins right after we get them talking about them Hogs.
Every time. Every time. So here's a quick question for you before we jump off of college football.
Nice.
Nice. Yes. So we're still pretty early into the season, but who would you say right now is the leading Heisman candidate? No one to me at this point has just run away with it.
I don't know. No one.
I mean, honestly, it's tough. I mean, there's still a long way to go, but I don't necessarily think
CJ Stroud's going to be up there eventually. Young from Alabama will be up there.
Young from Alabama hasn't really looked like the dude from last year. Stroud not quite there.
There you go.
I don't know, man.
Arkansas was fucking around trying to lose.
They were.
Allison Bennett,
Caleb Williams, honestly, he's been lighting it up at USC. So, if they can win some big games, his name will jump up there. Honestly, I was thinking Caleb Williams so far up to this point has been probably the most impressive out of anybody else. But they got to win some games that mean something before he starts getting the attention.
Oh, Cam. I'm going to talk about your Chargers here in a second. Much pleased with Max Johnson.
Well, yeah, you won the game. So
17-9, barn burner.
Winning helps. Winning helps. You can have some bad QB play and still win the game. It helps. I've been watching for 20-something years.
We're about to audible to the NFL. So we're going to talk some pro football here. First off, you want to tell us the numbers on how the picks went down?
Oh, boy. I hope Jacob Clayton is in the chat because this is what I wanted to talk about.
What's up? What's up, Jay? How you doing, bro? Long time. What's up, Nick? What's up, gang?
So,
right. Tell us the numbers, Remy.
Terry, this is wild. You got 9 games right.
Damn, not as many I want.
I got 9 games right. Caleb got 9 games right. Wes got 8 games right. Michael Brown, 6 games right.
Ooh.
Tough week for Michael Brown. And Jacob Clayton, 10 games.
No way.
Right.
We got beat by Jacob?
We got beat by Jacob Clayton by 1 game.
That's nasty work.
Nasty work, dude. Jacob got us picking
Alan, I was on the
winners.
Eagles. The Eagles actually won me a fantasy game yesterday.
Oh,
so,
man, dude, the Eagles look good. I mean, we'll get into how some of these teams look with these final scores and everything. But Jacob Clayton, big winner, 10 correct wins versus me, you, Caleb, all coming in with 9. Beat us by 1.
Congrats, Jacob. Shout out to Coach Clayton. So we're going to start with the Chargers Chiefs. We did a 3-hour live on this one. It was fun.
It was a blast. Weird football game.
I thought the Chargers there for a second was looking really good and was going to run away with it. But it was a tight football game at the Chiefs. You never know how this one's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion, poorly coached football game. We talked a lot about it in the live. Chargers got to the 40, 38-yard line, 45-yard line of the Chiefs a lot in this football game. They can never really score points because of it. So they had a lot of weird long drives where they punted. And you got to capitalize when you play against the Chiefs.
Got to. A lot of the quarterbacks both ended up playing pretty well.
Right.
Justin Herbert showed a lot with the injury when he came back from the injury. I mean, that was wild. He could barely move, and he comes out and he still threw a couple absolute dimes with the broken rib cartilage. But they also both made some very bad passes. The fact that there was only 1 actual interception in this game, and it happened to be a pick 6 that ended up costing the Chargers pretty bad there. But I mean, both quarterbacks made some throws. I'm like, dude, these are not characteristic throws from either one of these guys. So the fact that only 1 interception actually happened is wild. I know Mahomes threw 3 that should have been picked, and they just dropped them. So it was kind of a weird game. 27-24. It ended up being a little, tight game. So it was a fun watch. It's just sloppy. It's just Thursday nights, dude. It's something about those Thursday night games. You get some sloppy play. You get things that aren't always correct, the way they want to run it. But all in all, Charger as hard as they can Charger week in and week out. And the Chiefs are still a damn good football team.
Yeah, I think if this one played out again, if Herbert's healthy, I think they win this one. I think the Chargers end up getting it. It was just weird coaching strat. The Chargers are going away from giving the ball to Eckler, and then they gave the ball to Eckler at late, and it kind of got him back in the game. He's still a difference maker. I think they need to feature him a little more. Mahomes went, dude. It was so weird for Patrick Mahomes. He would make a throw where you're like, I'm turning this game off. This game is wild. He's wild. He does the craziest throws, and then you have throws where you're like, what in the hell? Where the hell was he throwing that football? Yeah. And I think that's what you're gonna have to live with him. I think he's still amazing and great. I think he definitely misses Tyreek a little bit. It's hard to replace a one-of-one guy like that. Yeah. But the Chiefs still good. Chiefs win at home. We were on the Chargers. We picked the Chargers in the upset here. It could have happened.
Could have. I mean, it's the gap is closed some.
Right.
The Chargers are there. They're close. But the Chargers have been close. Talent-wise, they've been close. It's always coaching.
Is Herbert playing this week?
Dumb shit. They haven't really said. Day-to-day was the official announcement. How funny, though. How funny. Because I mentioned it during the live when Herbert went down. I was like, oh, no. That's the last medical staff in the NFL you want checking on you. And, what was it? The next day or 2 days later, Tyrod Taylor submits the lawsuit to sue the doctor for puncturing his lung. Wild. Absolutely hilarious. But, yeah, I mean,
I said, to be fair, if they're going to play the Jaguars this weekend, and if there's a game where they maybe can win without, it's probably the Jaguars. But the Jaguars played good ball this past week.
Jaguars have been tough. They've been tough.
It's home though. It is home. So
I think Herbert ends up playing. They got to protect him though. I mean, that rib injury, it ain't going nowhere.
How does that heal?
Time. Shoot him up and hope he doesn't get hit.
Yeah. I mean, I think Chargers are still an elite football team. That's for sure. Both these teams really good, really good. It's just kind of weird play calling there. Panthers, Giants. There is a lot of idiots on the stream when we did our picks that picked the Panthers. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you, I was not one of these idiots. I've seen this show before. I have watched this movie. You picked the Panthers?
I picked the Panthers. It cost me dearly.
You're dumb.
Let Jacob win because I picked the Panthers.
I mean, it's the same shit every week with this team. This is not great. Not great. Matt Rule can't beat sorry football teams. He can't beat good football teams. He can't beat the teams we're supposed to beat.
Anybody, dude.
He's sorry, bro.
He can't beat anyone. Listen, dude. He's got to go.
He's sorry.
He's got to go. He's got to go. Y'all have got the longest losing streak in the NFL. Since you went 3-0 last year to start the season, you've only won 3 games since then.
Yeah.
Since week 4 of last year, you've won 3 football games. Dude, it's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, it's what it is. What it is. I'm now a Bills. I've been a Bills fan for a while anyway. Not even worried about it, honestly. But no, seriously. You just watch them, and we don't do the little things right. We don't do the big things right. We don't block right. The scheme's all wrong. Play calling makes no sense. I mean, it's from top to bottom. It reminds me a lot of the Gamecocks. So it's a lot of fun to be me right now in football. But I mean,
14 of 29 from Baker. McCaffrey broke off the big run. I mean, it was just ugly. I mean, the whole game was ugly. I mean, let's call it what it was. It's not like the Giants went out there and like played well. They were also bad. This was 2 teams. I watched a lot of this game. This was 2 teams that didn't want to win the football.
I want Pep Hamilton or Brian Flores as my next head coach. Please. Those are my top 2 guys. But, I mean, it's not going to happen. And, honestly, we're not going to fire Matt Rule because his contract's crazy. They gave him that dummy amount of money, guaranteed a lot of it. So they're going to have a giant buyout to get him out of it. Owner's a Steelers fan. He don't even care about the Panthers. He's the worst. So, yeah, good timing to be a Panther. We keep losing, which is great, which is what I want to happen anyway. So, yeah.
Silver lining. 1 game closer.
Silver lining. We lost a bunch of field goals to the Giants.
That's what you need, though. You need embarrassing losses.
I want to lose this game by 30, honestly. I mean, we can't move the ball. Christian McCaffrey has 15 carries for 102 yards for me, and we lose this football game.
Mm-hmm. I'm aware.
But we didn't even lose it. There's a stat where it's like, oh, I've been getting my receipts ready for this sorry motherfucker. There's a stat. I just send them to you nonstop. The Panthers, I mean, you're in a sad, depressing group on Twitter full of Panther fans. And all we do, so Matt Rule was 0-11 at Baylor against ranked teams.
Never beat a ranked team.
Never beat a ranked team at Baylor. Let's see here. Panthers play the Saints this week. Cardinals next the week after that. 49ers at the Rams, Bucks, and at the Falcons. We could lose every single one of those.
You maybe very well could.
Yeah, so not great there. Matt Rule is 1-24 when allowing 17 or more points. 17 or more points.
That's crazy. That's
2 touchdowns and a field goal.
Y'all losing them. Y'all losing them every time. That's wild, dude.
Win in 24.
Wild. 17 points. In the NFL, 17 points. You get 2 touchdowns against the Panthers, you're feeling pretty good about yourself.
You're like, we about to lock this motherfucker
We in this. We in this, baby.
Mike Bobo.
Oh, man.
Alan.
That's tough, man. I feel for you, dude. I feel for you.
It's funny because Alan tries to troll. We suck, dude. I don't care. You could do.
You do.
Troll your little heart away, Alan. But we do suck. Good on the Giants for being 2-0. They're
2-0. They're a bad team, but they're
a bad team, but they're 2-0. So, yeah. So that happened.
That it did.
Nothing really more to add on that. Shout out to Panther fans. Hold steady. We're going to be
Change is coming. Change is a coming.
What am I sipping on? So it's hot as fuck in Arizona, and you have to stay hydrated out here, or you will get dehydrated really quickly. I am drinking two water bottles full, and I have a liquid IV in there. So I'm just trying to rehydrate for my long day, because what you guys don't understand is for me to get here at 5:00 on the dot to go live, a lot of shit has to happen behind the scenes. So
if anyone from Liquid Death is watching,
there you go.
Sponsor.
Liquid Death. Never had that. What the hell is that? What the hell is Liquid Death?
It's canned water.
No way.
Canned water. That's all it is. Death to plastics. That's their thing.
Oh, that's cool. Ray Clan. What's up, Jacob?
Clan.
So we go into the Jets-Browns, Remy.
Wow.
And of course, the Browns go on the road. They beat the Panthers, and then they come back and they lose to the Jets. They were up 30-13 in this football game with like 4 minutes to go.
They were up 13 with less than 2 minutes to go. And they lost the football game. You know how I said the Chargers are going to Charger, the Browns are going to Brown. Jesus Christ. The Jets and Joe Flacco, they let Joe Flacco throw 4 touchdown passes and no interceptions. The Browns. Listen, we've hyped that team up outside of the quarterback position. That's a stacked team. That defense is loaded full of talent. They're one of the best running teams in the league. If Jacoby Brissett gives you 22 out of 27 through 5 incompletions, he did throw 1 pick, but 5 incomplete passes for 229 yards, you got to win that game.
Yeah.
If you're the Browns, you have to win that game. And they didn't. They lost to the Jets. The Jets are terrible.
Yep. Good news for the Panthers, though. Jets won this football game. So great for our draft.
Close to another game closer to that number 1 pick. Garrett Wilson looks like the real deal, though.
He's good. He looks good.
Garrett Wilson looks like the real deal.
He does look good.
He killed it in that game. 8 for 102 with 2 touchdowns. Amari Cooper had a big game, 9 for 101 and a touch. But Nick Chubb, 3 rushing touchdowns. Now, I don't know if you saw the last rushing touchdown Nick Chubb had was one of those ones where had he not scored, they could have run the clock out and won the game. But he scored, and it left time for the Jets to score, kick an onside kick, actually recover an onside kick,
which is
in today's NFL, and then score another touchdown for the win. But it's just one of those ones where it's tough, man. It's like it's a touchdown, but if you don't take it, you win the game.
You cannot lose this football game if you're the Cleveland Browns. Happy for the Jets. They're not great, but they won a game.
Cleveland, couple of big injuries, turnaround play on Thursday. They've already ruled out Clowney. They put Chase Winovich, one of their other outside linebackers, on short-term IR, and they put another player on IR. So, it's going to be tough until Watson gets there. So, they get the Steelers, but that's going to be a knockout, drag-out game on Thursday night. But, you lose to the Jets in this fashion. That's tough, man.
Yeah, it's tough for sure. How about the Lions being a home favorite against the Commanders and coming away with a 36-24 win?
Coming through with the dub, baby. Dan Campbell's coaching these boys up. You want to talk about 4 touchdowns, no interceptions? Jared Goff. 20 of 34, 256, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Amon-Ra St. Brown is that dude. If none of
he is a monster.
if you don't watch the Lions, and I get it, I 100% understand. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the wide receiver for the Lions, is that dude. It is his second season. He was a little overshadowed last year because Jamar Chase and Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith, great rookie class. He was right up there with them boys, and he comes out in this game 9 for 116 and 2 touchdowns.
Also had 68 yards rushing.
But good on the Lions, dude. I told you this team is going to win some games. I don't think they're a playoff team, but this team is going to win some
Hutchinson,
games.
3 sacks. Dude, shout out Allen.
Yeah, I was about to say, Allen put this in here. Aiden Hutchinson, the rookie, 3 sacks. How in the world he got passed on the number 1 pick, I don't know. Trayvon Walker might be a good football player, but Aiden Hutchinson screams superstar in this league.
Yeah.
So it's pretty wild, but as bad as it is for Washington, there is some glimpse of hope. Carson Wentz has not been awful so far. He had 3 touchdowns.
Their defense has not been great.
Their defense is, once again, the thing that's holding them back. Last year, I expected it to be dominant. It just wasn't. But Wentz has looked okay. But he does still make
He threw a pick,
mistakes.
fumbled the ball.
It's just what he does. So, but big win for Detroit. Like you said, home favorites for the first time in 6 years.
You watch Detroit play football? This is what they do. They can run the football pretty decently. Mm-hmm. Their offensive line is vastly improved.
Oh, yeah.
And guess what they do on the other side of the ball? They have a pretty solid front 7, and they get after the pass rusher. Mm-hmm. They do 2 things that you need to be able to do in the NFL to be, at least in football games, very well. And you put on top of that, Amon-Ra St. Brown, this team they're just going to keep getting better and better.
Yeah.
And it's good to see. Yeah, Wentz's stats was okay, but when he's always going to fuck up. He's always going to, when you put him in a situation to succeed, he's going to fuck up. So, good on the Lions, 1-1. I'm happy for those guys. Going into the Buccaneers, Saints. This is one we got wrong.
Oof, ugly.
It was a bad football game. Jameis Winston hard in this one. Bucks ended up getting this one 20-10. We had some ejections. We had just a weird football game.
Bucks didn't score until the third quarter. New Orleans has something on Tampa Bay. Yeah. That defense bothers them tremendously. Ugly football game. God, I was watching it and it was just hideous. Tampa comes out with the win though, because like you said, Jameis Winston, 3 picks.
I mean, they turned the ball 5 times. They fumbled twice.
It was ugly. It was an ugly football game. Both defenses kind of dominated. Jameis threw a pick 6 in those 3 picks. It was just bad. There was the fight. Lattimore said something to Brady. Mike Evans jumped in and just pushed him. Mike Evans suspended for next week.
Yeah, suspended.
So that's tough. They're already missing Godwin, Julio.
Saints gave up 6 sacks in this football game. It's almost like they probably could use a really good left tackle in this one. Too bad he's playing for the Miami Dolphins now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
But their first round picks out with the injury. Yeah. So ugly game. Tampa Bay comes out with a win. Tampa Bay, of course, sitting at 2-0. Part of it, I feel like, is just Tom Brady.
This is why you can't put any faith in the Saints. Because guess what? The Saints are a good football team. They have good defense. Let me get that. They have a good defense. Jameis Winston will forever be Jameis Winston.
I don't know why people thought like it was going to be
People
different.
think every year it's like, dude, Jameis this year? Give him some weapons? No. He was when they had Mike Evans and fucking, what was his name? Vincent Jackson and those guys. Remember that?
I mean, they literally won a Super Bowl the next year with Tom Brady. So, like, he had weapons.
Caleb, what are you doing at 8:45 at night? Honestly. Or you
made it in, boy.
Did I miss the Gamecock? You did, thank God.
You did. And we're not revisiting it because it's sad and I don't want to talk about it.
Old cramp leg.
Dude, yeah. I mean, one of the Bucs players, like, dude, he played for us that one year. He threw 30 interceptions. We knew he was going to throw us the ball.
Yeah.
One of the Bucs players came out and said that after the game.
So good on the Bucs for actually beating the Saints because that was a big win. And it was at the Saints, right? So, yeah, at the Saints. So, big win for them. Patriots Steelers yawn fest.
Ugly. Dude, you want to talk? Once again, we don't always get everything right. We get a lot of stuff right. Not everything. We got these two offenses are fucking terrible. We got that right. These offenses suck. There's no way, dude. The Steelers, I'm sorry. You're 1-1. There's no need to hit the panic button just yet, but you got to put Kenny Pickett in the game. You got to put Kenny Pickett in. I'm sorry. Mitch Trubisky, it just ain't him.
Bro, people are so dumb. People like, dude, Mitch Trubisky finally get him another chance.
No, Mitch Trubisky, we only saw
He's a bad quarterback,
dude.
Not
good.
Yeah.
He's not good. He never was good. I don't understand. It's like, oh, well, he had that 1 year as the backup in Buffalo. He really learned how to play the position. No, he didn't. He's just a check down machine.
Yeah.
And he's not good. I'm sorry. Listen, the Steelers, you got Najee, you got Deontay Johnson, you got Claypool, you got Pickens, you got Freiermuth. They've got talented weapons. They can't block worth of shit, but they've got weapons, and their offense is terrible.
That game did blow.
The Patriots' offense is also terrible.
But, I mean, it's because they don't have weapons.
Yeah,
I think if you give Mac Jones, Deontay Johnson, Najee Harris, Chase Claypool, George Pickens.
It's wild because, like, you know, we traded Devontae Parker to the Patriots. He has played, I can't remember the exact number. He's played a heavy percentage of snaps for them. He has one catch. He has one catch on the season. He caught one against us. And he's their number one. They play him so much. And he just doesn't come through for them. But their offense is in shambles. I mean, Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith combined for 0 catches. That's like one of their strengths is the 2 tight ends.
I know. I have Hunter Henry in the league. Fuck Hunter Henry.
I mean, this was ugly. The Patriots get out with a win. But
I know you love this.
Everyone called me crazy saying that they were going to be not a very good football team this year. I'm sticking by it. They're not that good. They're bad.
Mac Jones just as bad as Mitch. He's not just as bad as Mitchell Trubisky. Alan, that's where you're just wrong.
He's better than Mitchell Trubisky, but when he's got
Jacoby Myers and Nelson Aguilar, and he has a offensive coordinator.
Yes, that's the problem. He's got Matt Patricia and Joe Judge in his head.
Yeah,
you're just setting him up for failure.
All right, moving on. Remy loves talking about a bad Patriots football team. Get some rock hard. To another bad. All right, official. Looking at it.
Off the bandwagon.
No longer Colts fans.
Off the bandwagon.
No longer
so
Colts
far
fan.
off the bandwagon.
The Colts went to the Jaguars, lost 24-0. Matt Ryan's throwing punch the wrong team.
Bro.
I think Matt time.
Off the bandwagon so hard. I thought this team was going to be so good. They are bad.
Time for us to talk about maybe retirement for Matty boy.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I think he's done.
Jaguars are leading the division.
Jaguars, they put up a fight. They are scrappy.
So, once again, what the Jaguars do is they stick with the run. They have a good running back in James Robinson. And on the opposite side of the ball, they get after. They had 5 sacks in this game.
Mm-hmm.
They have a really good. Remember, I talked about how insanely good their front 7 is. It's good. Arden Key got a sack. Josh Allen, he's a great defensive end.
He's a really good player. My issue is, if you're the Colts, you've got the best running back in the game. 9 carries.
These cowards need to play Ellinger. Honestly,
can't be much worse. Matt Ryan, 16 of 30.
Colts cost Caleb $500 this past week.
Off the bandwagon, Caleb. Off.
We're off.
Jump off. And now, in all fairness, their number 1 wide receiver this weekend was Ashton Doolin. I don't know who that is. Desmond Patman, Mike Strachan. I don't know who any of these guys are.
The problem is 9 rushes, 54 yards for Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, 6 yards a carry, only 9 carries. Michael Pittman missed the game due to injury. They just were lost offensively. They were lost, and I think that this was part of what we said might be an issue for them is outside of Michael Pittman, who's catching the ball. And I mean,
gambling in soccer is illegal. Not illegal here. You can do it on your phone right now if I wanted to. Yeah, not great. Good on Jacksonville though. They're being competitive.
Yeah, they are.
By the way, the Braves, I think.
God, the Colts have let me down so bad. I didn't listen. Carson Wentz, if Carson Wentz didn't make such bad decisions in key moments last year, that team was a playoff team that would have caused problems.
Yes.
And my thought was Matt Ryan comes in, he's not going to make the dumb decisions in crucial moments. I've never been the biggest Matt Ryan guy, but he's not the same, like, he just tries to do too much and makes major mistakes. All they needed was someone who didn't make bad mistakes, and I thought that's what they were going to get in Matt Ryan, and it just hasn't been the case. They are bad. Jump off the bandwagon.
Yeah, you can't lose to Jacksonville like that. Oof. All right, Remy. Are you ready? Are you ready to talk about the greatest game of the weekend? Dolphins go to Baltimore, win 42-38, and a statement road win for the Dolphins. More importantly, a statement win for Tua Tagovailoa.
Ice in his motherfucking veins, baby. What a game. Dude, I was going bananas.
I bet, dude.
Bananas. So, classic Miami Dolphins. Big game. You know, the first 4 games of our schedule, pretty tough. And I sat there at the beginning of the season. I said, if we can squeeze out 2 wins out of the first 4, because next we got Buffalo, who's the best fucking team in the league. And then Cincinnati was not look good. Cincinnati's a pretty winnable game all of a sudden. But I looked at those 4 games. I'm like, dude, if we squeeze out 2, we could make a run at this thing. We come in. I sat there. I told Alan was watching the game with me. I'm like, dude, if we can stay in this one, if we can win this game, like that proves to me that we belong. And we give up a fucking kickoff return for a touchdown to open the game to Devin Duvernay because that's what I get. That's what I get. I talk so much trash about Duvernay, and he house calls it right off the rip. And then it was weird because we got the ball, we moved it down the field, Tua threw a pick. It was just an insane, like, just reminded me of Julian Edelman in the Super Bowl where the ball just levitated for a second and dude stuck one hand under it and caught it. And then they run a 13-play, 12-minute drive, get to the 1-yard line, and fumble on 4th and 1 from the goal line. Give us the ball. We go down and score, and all of a sudden I'm feeling good again. And then, bam, 75-yard touchdown pass to Rashad Bateman. Next thing you know, it's a 78-yard touchdown run for Lamar Jackson, and I'm done. I'm like, dude, I'm this close to just saying, let's go. Dude, I can't stay here and watch anymore. It's 35-14 going into the 4th quarter. But we were moving the ball. We looked, I was like, if we could just get a couple of things to go our way. And then all of a sudden, the onslaught from Tua take the game over. Dude, it was beautiful. It was everything I dreamed of. Literally, it was like Madden, bro. It's like I bought Madden, and I'm like, this is what I think this team is going to look like. We're just going to be flying all over the field. Tua's just going to be able to get the ball in these guys' hands and let them run. And that's what they did. That's what they did. He made some amazing throws in this game, too. Let's not sleep on the fact that, like, yes, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle played amazing, but some of the throws he made were unreal. 6 touchdown passes, 469 yards, 6 touchdown passes from Tua. Wow.
This is what we've been waiting on. Guess what? For you to succeed in the NFL, I don't care how good you are, you need a couple things. You need an offensive line where you can stand back there and survey the field. And you also need skill position guys, bro. You need guys that can get it done. Tyreek Hill, 11 catches, 190 yards, 2 touchdowns, 13 targets. Jalen Waddle, 11 catches, 171 yards, 2 touchdowns, 19 targets. These two guys.
Gesicki with an insane touchdown in the back of the end zone.
That throw was dotted.
It was, dude. I mean,
Gesicki has to play more.
I've been screaming it at the top of my lungs for 2.5 years now. If you just block, if you give Tua time, I understand he has limitations to an extent, but he can make the plays it takes to win football games. He can drive you down the field. Mm-hmm. He doesn't make those big time mistakes. He'll throw a pick every now and then because he throws. Listen, he doesn't throw hard. It's easy to catch his pass. He does throw soft passes. People are going to intercept him because he doesn't just rocket them in there. But
bro, I'm done with that. I don't care. I've watched I watched many quarterbacks not have rockets for an arm. He is accurate, dude.
Yes.
Who cares if he doesn't have an? Who cares if he's not a 6'5" white guy who can spin it? I don't care. Can he read the game? Can he understand defenses? Can he throw an accurate football? That's all I care.
And then the back-to-back bombs to Tyreek Hill. That just it touched me in a special place, dude. That Allen posted it on here. Because I said as soon as he threw it, I said, thank God I don't have to see that stupid-ass meme anymore about how OBJ had more 30-yard touchdown passes than Tua. That's dead because he did it on back-to-back drives. Also, if you go back and look at almost all of his touchdowns were on third downs. Mm-hmm. Money time.
I will say, going back looking at it, you got to do better. There was a lot of 3rd and 10s.
Oh, a ton of 3rd and 10s. Because we're still not great at running the ball. We did much better in this game, but it was a lot of toss plays that would lose us yards or penalties or dumb shit like that.
Dolphins are good, yeah.
Dear God, man, it just felt good. Oh, man, I can't even explain. That last touchdown pass, I was losing my damn mind.
I bet you was.
At the end of the day, not many dudes in this league have thrown for 469 yards and 6 touchdowns. Not many dudes. Some of the best players of all time.
My thing is, you did it against a really good football team.
Especially their secondary. Yeah. Like, their pass rush didn't get a lot done, but that secondary, that they had Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters. You know how good they are at safety.
Also, look at the other side of the football for the Ravens. We got to talk a little Ravens. You can't lose this football game. No. You can't lose this football game, and this team is nothing but Lamar Jackson. That's it. Outside of Lamar, they have no good run. They have no run game.
Their run game is that's been the biggest difference for them is the lack of. They had to go out there with Kenyon Drake and Mike Davis, and they're not getting the job done. I mean, that's their MO. That's their bread and butter. Lamar was the entire offense. I mean, of course, Mark Andrews is one of the best tight ends in the game. Bateman's looked really good to start the year off, but they win by running the football, and their lack of production from the running back position has been surprising.
And to be honest with you, if the Dolphins would have just not gave up those giant chunk plays, 75 yards, 78 yards rush for Lamar, this game would have been way different too as well. It would have been way closer. So
I will say my big takeaway from it is I hope that it just kind of proves to Tua, to Mike McDaniel, that they can open up this offense if they need to, and he can do it. He can get the job.
I'm not gonna lie. I doubted my man's, but Mike McDaniel, I like him, dude.
Dude, I do too.
I like him as a head coach. He gives a little swag.
He does. He's such a weird little guy.
To be honest with you, he's so much different than what's in the league.
Yeah.
He's
polar opposite of what we had in Brian Flores. I mean, you can't pick night and day difference between two coaches. Mm-hmm. And I think the players like him a lot, and I think that's the big difference, especially for Tua, because I don't care what he says, the way that they handled him the last 2 years has had to have an impact on him.
Right.
Had to have an impact. Yeah. And I agree. It's night and day. You see how they treat him now with McDaniel at the helm. So I got high hopes. That was a big win. But we got Buffalo this week.
Buffalo at Buffalo.
Nothing humbles a Dolphins fan as much as playing the Buffalo Bills. They have had our number. You know how
circles
I said
and wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
You know how I said earlier, there's something about New Orleans that has Tampa Bay's number. There's something about Buffalo that just destroys the Dolphins. I mean, they've won, I think, 7 in a row, and they haven't been particularly close. they are usually blowouts. So we'll see. This to me is right now, if I'm looking at Miami, I would say I think this is a playoff team. But depending on how you play Buffalo will determine if you are.
Listen, you don't need to win the game. Just stay in the game.
Yeah, make it a close game. We haven't done it in a long time.
Especially how Buffalo started out.
They're unreal. They're
really good. But, okay, man, I just want to say from me to you, I'm happy for you. You deserve this. You deserve this year. You deserve Tua. I hope Tua keeps this up. You know, I like Tua. I never had any hate toward the Dolphins. You deserve this. That's for sure.
Still love getting online and seeing some of the people still with the hatred. And I love it. I love it. I just want to be like, well, when's the last time your quarterback threw 6 touchdown passes in a game? Because he hasn't. So,
you already missed this Panther. Yeah, Panthers are earlier. Thank God. You missed all the sad, sorry rants of me. So you don't need to rewind it, Caleb. Me and you talk about how sorry they are every day. Yeah, just watch it tomorrow if you want to. If you
it's nothing. You didn't miss much.
If you want to air punch some shit, maybe cut some things up. I don't know. But I mean,
go to a rage room.
Yeah, they're terrible. Falcons, Rams. Falcons storm back just to end up losing anyway. This game was pretty much over. Rams ended up winning 31-27. Falcons score 17 in the fourth to make it a game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whatever. Just a weird football game.
Once again, the Rams win the game, but I think the Falcons are one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah, Stafford threw 2 picks.
Threw 2 more picks. The arm just still doesn't look right to me. It just doesn't. The zip's not there. Cam Akers got outperformed by Darrell Henderson. At least he got in the game, but he got outperformed. Cooper Kupp with another massive game. We finally got an Allen Robinson sighting. But it's just the Rams just still they don't.
Bro, where's my man Kyle Pitts, bro?
Bro, that is shocking. That is shocking that they're not getting him involved in the offense. Drake London had 12 targets. Kyle Pitts had 3 targets. That's insane. That is insane. Kyle Pitts might be the biggest matchup nightmare in the NFL. And they're not even trying to get him the ball.
They don't give him the ball.
They're not even trying. It's wild. Because it's been that way through both games.
I think, like I said, dude, I think there's going to be some Super Bowl hangover for the Rams. That's for sure. I do too. Just watching them play already this year. This is a game that should have been 45-0.
Yeah, they should have blew this team out.
Yeah.
Easily.
Speaking of a team that kind of got blown out, the Seahawks. Seahawks went to the 49ers. Here's the thing. The 49ers lost their starting quarterback and I think got better. Shout out Trey Lance. I hope he gets heal up. He broke his ankle or snapped his leg in two or something.
Broken ankle and dislocated.
Torn all kind of ligaments. He fucked a lot of ligaments up in there. So they're back to Jimmy G. And Jimmy G did what Jimmy G does. Nothing flashy. Just kind of comes in and dictates kind of a little pace of play for the team. Get a 3rd and 5 and then need it. Seattle is not a good football team. Geno Smith's not a good quarterback.
You want to talk about dump downs? 24 completions for 197 yards.
They had 36 rush yards. Tyler Lockett did have kind of a good game. DK Metcalf's a little slow getting started here, but they're just not a good football team.
They're not. They really aren't. But yeah, it is kind of crazy. So the thing that I take out of this is this is going to be really tough for Trey Lance in the fact that he's going to go 3 years without playing meaningful football.
That says he has 12 Geno Smith rookie autos.
That's poor investment.
Really hope he steps up.
Poor investment there. But because the COVID year, he missed his last year of college football. He sat out as a rookie last year, barely played. And now we're week 2 in this year, and he's done for the season. That's 3 years he's going to go without playing a lot of meaningful football, and he was already extremely raw as it is.
He only played he only played 12 college football games.
Yeah, that's exactly. At the end of the day, I think he has a bunch of talent, but he's played, like you said, maybe 15 football games.
And to invest your future in a guy like that.
They better be glad that Jimmy G and them came to some sort of agreement. Holy shit.
Yep, for sure. But good for 49ers. They bounced back. They should not have lost to the Bears week 1. 49ers are probably a wild card team. They're a solid football team. They have a really good defense. Nick Bosa had 2 sacks. Nick Bosa's a monster. Dude, anytime you have difference makers like that, you have a chance. Because you need a sack is a drive killer. You might as well punt it.
Yep.
So that'll give you that takes a possession away from your team and gives your team another possession. Yep. So you gotta love difference makers. And good, like I said, go to the 49ers. I don't think it's any kind of a loss with Trey Lance. I think he was a big unknown, and if you watched him already in the year, he needs to develop. But you got to play football to develop.
Yeah. So. We know what this team is with Jimmy G. At the end of the day, it's a damn good football team with Jimmy Garoppolo. So, I mean,
Matt, you already missed the Panthers segment. We're a sad, sad bunch. That's for sure. The Panthers fans slowly come in here and go, "Did I miss the Panthers?" Yeah, we fucking suck. Pretty much.
Yeah, probably for the best. All right, cool.
Honestly, the Panthers are hilarious. Matt Rule's a coward. Moving on to the Bengals Cowboys. You cannot lose this game if you're the Bengals. The Bengals have started the year off after the Super Bowl. 2 horrendous losses back to back. They go to the Cowboys. Cowboys win 20-17. And Cooper Rush beat
Joe Burrow.
Beat Joe Burrow.
Weird
football game.
I'm a little concerned about the Bengals. Yeah, and you know me, I've been a Bengals homer for a minute.
Little? He got sacked 6 more times.
Yeah, they still can't block. And in all fairness, I will say, because I've watched them, some of it's the offensive line, some of it's Burrow holds on to the ball too long. He's gotten into that.
Micah Parsons, they didn't even block him.
Well, he's special, dude. Like, Micah Parsons is unreal.
Another trash game.
But, suck. I mean, like I said, Burrow sometimes they did barely does that make thing it in. Where he just holds the ball. I mean, in all fairness, we said last year they were going to win 4 games. We thought they were going to be terrible.
Yeah.
So the fact that they came out and won as many as they did was kind of surprising. But, like I said, this offense has so much talent. They scored 17 points. It's a little concerned. They can't block. They still can't block. And Burrow's got to learn how to get the ball out quicker. I don't know how much of it is scheme or what's going on, but I've noticed a lot. Teams have figured out. So if you watched the Bengals last year, they made a killing on routes up the sideline. Streak routes up the sideline. They made a killing on that last year. Part of what made Jamar Chase so damn good. Teams run cover 2 on them now.
Yeah.
Safeties over the top on the edges of the sidelines. And they've yet to figure out how to take advantage in the middle of the field. You would think Tyler Boyd, Hayden Hurst would eat up that middle a little bit. They can't figure out how to do it. So it's really stifled that offense some, and it's concerning. I don't love what I've seen out of Cincinnati so
far. Matt, I think the Braves are going to sneak this one. By the way, as we speak, Milwaukee's beating the Mets 3-0, and the Braves are winning 2-0. And we're 1 game back. So
makes me feel a little better about that Thursday night game coming up, not this week, but next week.
But yeah, I will say, dude, you start to feel like it was kind of a flash in the pan for the Bengals. Just kind of watching. Now, they have plenty of talent, and they could try to figure it out. They don't use their tight ends at all. They don't use the middle of the field deep. They need to start using that side, prioritizing that. Also, I don't care what you say, dude. If you give up 6 sacks in a football game, you're losing.
Yeah.
You're losing.
I mean,
that's 6
tough.
punts. That's almost 6 punts.
Basically.
Like we said.
Basically.
So, let's see here. The state of Ohio has 2 teams. That's trash state. Allen, chill. They have a bunch of holes, honestly. Yeah, like I said, the Bengals, the defense played out of their heads last year. I think they're still a good football team. Now, how good, we'll see. I think
they got to figure some things out, but they're not surprising anybody.
If you ain't blocking, bro, I don't care who you are. If you give up 6 sacks, you're going to lose that football game. Good on the Cowboys for bouncing back, though. If they can win some games without their quarterback being here, I mean, they're not the Eagles are clearly going to win the division, but they might get sneak into the wild card.
But that's one of those games. Me and you talked about it at the beginning of the season. This is one of those games that could end up costing you a playoff spot. If you're the Bengals, you can't lose this game.
They've already lost. Bengals have already lost 2 of those games, Jeremy.
You can't lose to Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys. You just can't do it if you're going to be in this AFC. Now, the AFC is a little different, I think, to start the season than we thought it was. Mm-hmm. But that one could be one that comes back to bite you in the ass.
Yep, for sure. Let's see here. Texans Broncos, dude, another team that we're out on. I will give props to Cam. Cam was bullish on this team, and I was like, dude, I think the Broncos are gonna be nice. No, they suck. I don't know. Their coaching staff's terrible. Russell Wilson all of a sudden looks not great, but their coaching staff is a joke.
Their coach is in over his head. Like I watched the thing on it earlier today. He's not a head coach. I mean, at the end of the day, he's just not a head coach. The whole debacle with the Seattle game and whether to go for it or kick a bomb field goal and the play calling's atrocious. I mean, Russell Wilson, I think, started this game like 3 for 14 passing or something like that. It was crazy. I'm sorry. Russell Wilson is still a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to convince me that, he
fell
off of some cliff. No. He didn't fall off of a cliff. This team has great talent running back, great talent wide receiver. Their coach doesn't know what he's doing. He's first-time head coach. He's out of
Denver is losing this game at home going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
They had to score. They scored 10 points in the fourth quarter. Dude, Houston just don't have the horses to run the race. But Denver's they got some problems. They got a lot of issues, and it comes from the top, and it's the coaching staff. It's the best draft in the league.
Texans are not good. Texans are very bad.
They're very bad.
But
yeah, so
Denver's got to work some shit out.
Back-to-back Super Bowl. That's right, Matt. Also, Bills fan. It's just how it is. The Beards are Panthers and Bills fans. So
just wait, dude. This weekend, baby.
It's not Remy. I know how bad y'all play in Buffalo.
I'm just saying. I'm calling another 6 touchdowns. So, just gonna throw it.
You're gonna need it.
Just gonna throw it out there.
And here is the classic. The Raiders are gonna Raider game. Cardinals go to LA. This game was 20-0 at halftime. Cardinals end up winning in overtime because of a fumble return for a touchdown. Cardinals won 29-23. And the coach for the Cardinals gets to coach another week.
Yep, saves his ass. I am not the biggest Kyler Murray fan. I don't love him as a quarterback, but I will tell you this: he can do things that no one else in the NFL can do.
Now, is that sustainable? No, it's not. No. The way he plays football is not sustainable. But he'll have a flat every once in a while. Have a game like this where only he could come back.
Did you see the 2-point conversion? Where he ran around for 20 seconds.
Yes.
20 seconds. He ran 85 yards on the field to score a 2-point conversion. No one else in the league can do that. Like what he can do is crazy. But like you said, they got off to such a slow start, and he was playing so bad the beginning of the game. But yeah, you nailed it. It's just there's certain teams in the NFL that are like this. This is gonna happen. The Raiders are one of those teams. It's just gonna happen. They can't help themselves. 0-2 hole in that division.
Forget about it.
That's tough.
And like I said, it's a big win for the Cardinals because guess what? Their coaching staff gets to come back in the building, and their access cards still work. So congrats to the Cardinals. We're talking about the Cardinals today. I'm like, dude, don't get your hopes up with the Cardinals. They're going to break your heart. Like a toddler running around with that. People are afraid to hurt him.
So
the toddler with the phone.
Have you seen the clip of the fan hitting Kyler Murray in the face?
No.
Have you seen this?
No.
So it's on ESPN now. There's an investigation. Kyler Murray's claiming a fan slapped him in the face. I watched the clip. After the game end, Kyler runs up to the back of the end zone. He's high-fiving fans. People are going crazy. It's a Cardinals fan who is trying to like wrap his arms around him and hug him.
Right.
And so he reaches around as Kyler's moving back, and he hits Kyler like right here and like makes contact with the side of his face. And then Kyler Murray didn't see who it was, so he immediately jumps and tries to fight a Raiders fan in the crowd.
Nice.
But the investigation is that a fan slapped Kyler Murray in the face.
Kyler Murray's, he's an idiot. Good for him.
Not what happened.
Good for him and good for the Cardinals. Don't want to break down this one too long because guess what? Who cares? I like the Raiders. I do. But
they got to win games like that. They got to win games like that, man. They're going to take the next step.
When you're up 20-0, you have to win the football game. I don't care what you do. You got to win. You can't score.
I want to jump into this next game because I got something to say. I got something to say about the Sunday night game.
Bears-Packers, Sunday night. The Packers aren't great. The Bears are even worse. Packers win 27-10 in kind of a laugher. I mean, it wasn't close. It was a pretty bad football game.
I'm going to say something.
Yep.
I don't think Justin Fields is an NFL quarterback.
Really?
He threw 11 passes. He threw 11 pass attempts. They were losing almost the whole game. He threw 11 passes. He went 7 for 11 passing the ball for 70 yards in a game which they were down almost the whole time.
24-7 at halftime.
He had 8 rush attempts and 11 pass. When is the last time you remember a quarterback throwing 11 pass attempts other than that wild New England Buffalo game in the terrible weather last year? This wasn't a bad weather game. It wasn't raining. It was clear weather, calm night in Green Bay. 11 pass attempts, bro.
This is the same Green Bay team that got shredded by the Vikings the week before.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right, dude. I didn't see that. That's pretty sad. The coaching staff
for 11.
That even when you're getting blown out, the coaching staff doesn't want to open up the playbook.
And that's what I'm thinking. That there's no way the coaching staff trusts him,
right,
to throw the ball.
Fire Nagy.
I mean,
honestly,
maybe it's the coaching staff, but
Nagy's not there anymore.
That's
right?
inexcusable.
It's another staff.
That's inexcusable. 11 pass attempts in an entire football game. It's not like he got hurt. He played the whole damn game. 11 throws. That's mind-blowing.
Imagine if 2 had that and y'all lost by like they did.
That's what I'm saying. In what world, dude? Now, I give the Packers credit. They did what they need to do. It's just give the damn ball to those running backs.
Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon are good.
And those guys are good football players. The wide receivers, if you go and look at the actual receiving stats, 3 catches, 2 catches, 2 catches. Like, that's what they're going to have to be. They're going to have to just get the ball to the running backs. Aaron Jones, 15 carries for 132 yards. A.J. Dillon, 18 carries. You got to feed the rock to those running backs.
Roquan Smith wants Audi.
I mean, wouldn't you?
The Bears are terrible.
Wouldn't you?
How did they beat the dude? It took a monsoon for them to win a football game.
It really did. 11 bro, he had 70 passing yards. Tua had 400 more passing yards than
Bills are the Tiger Woods of the NFL. A.J. Dillon is a stud. They have 2 good running backs, no good wide receivers.
7 for 11. I can't quit looking at it and just going, what the hell happened?
Like, I remember watching this game. Like, they were still running the ball down 21?
Yeah, they had 30-something rush attempts. That's what I'm saying. They were literally like, well, we ain't thought. We're down 3 touchdowns. We're handing this ball off, baby. You can't throw picks if you hand the ball off.
And, of course, we wrap up the Monday nights. I do not like this. Please don't do this.
Never again.
I need one football game on Monday night. That would be great.
Never again.
Yeah. Never again.
And not really good games. Let's just throw that out there. In all fairness, thank you, Tennessee, for getting the absolute dog shit stomped out of you so much that I could quit watching that game and not care and only watch the Eagles-Vikings game, which was also a stinker. Those 2 teams got dominated, dude. The Titans, the Titans won the AFC.
We don't really. I mean, so the Titans Bills 41-7. and the Eagles-Vikings 24-7. Both games are kind of laughers. I mean, Kirk Cousins on prime time for the Vikings. What do you expect?
So I have a theory on Kirk Cousins. So he is now 2-10 all time on Monday Night Football.
2 wins against the Bears.
He can't see at night. That's
he was he was throwing the ball to the wrong team the majority of the night. There was one drive I watched toward the end of the game where Slay, the corner for the Eagles, dropped 3 picks. He literally dropped 3 picks, and then he caught the pick in the end zone in the drive. He could have had 4 different picks in that drive.
So, what was it? Who was it? Scherzer. They used to have the wild stat when Scherzer pitched at night or whatever, where he was just like unhittable or whatever. I think it's the opposite for Kirk Cousins. I think he can't see at night, even if he's in a dome. Even if he's in a dome and the moon's out, he's blind. He can't see.
I guess we'll talk about both the teams, how bad they were. The Vikings. I mean, Kirk, I still think they're a good football team.
No,
They'll figure it out.
They are.
They kind of ran into a buzzsaw with the Eagles at home on Monday night. That crowd was fired up. The Eagles are a great football team. Also, in hindsight, the Titans are not a good football team.
They have fallen off. A.J. Brown. I will hammer it into the ground. You can't get rid of A.J. Brown. You can't do it. When you're that close, when you're on the precipice of being a great team, you cannot let go of your number 1 receiving threat. And Treylon Burks has played okay, but he's not A.J. Brown.
His father.
It's crazy to me that they made
the Bills
that
have beaten the shit out of the Super Bowl runner-up and the number 1 seed in the AFC so far. Yeah, they're pretty fucking good.
They have.
So back to the Titans. They're not great. They can't run the football, so they get down early, so then they have to throw it a lot. That's not Tannehill's game. Also ran into a buzzsaw at the Bills on Monday night. The crowd was electric. But guess what? I don't want 2 games on at one time. Here we are talking about 2 games at one time. It's stupid.
Yeah, I know. It was stupid. But, man, what a game from the Bills. Josh Allen put on a show. Stephon Diggs put on a show. Not really a whole lot of negatives coming out of Buffalo after that one. And in all fairness, not a whole lot of negatives coming out of Philadelphia. Alan Goodman. Listen, I will give him a little bit of credit. Ever since the Eagles made the trade for A.J. Brown, he hopped onto the Jalen Hurts bandwagon. Allen was anti-Jalen Hurts before that. Ooh. Big time anti-Jalen Hurts before that. Ooh. Wanted to move on. Said he's just clearly not going to be a top-tier guy. He just doesn't have what it takes. I, not even an Eagles fan, believed in the guy. Thought you get him the weapons, you do the things you need to do, and he can win games in the NFL. He has been lights out to start the season. Lights out. Jalen Hurts is putting on a show right now.
It's tough to trade away your best wide receiver. It just doesn't make sense.
And the Titans loss, the Eagles gain. Man,
he is a stud.
The Eagles offense is nice.
I think the Eagles defense is nice.
Also, the Eagles are just one of the better teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
Just flat out. One of the better teams in the NFL. Maybe the best team in the NFC right now.
Yeah. They are definitely up there in the top echelon of NFC teams. That's for sure. And the Bills are, you would have to say, the best team in the AFC so far.
No, probably not. They're probably the worst team I've ever seen.
Yeah, probably not.
They need to get a little bit better, honestly. They suck. No. I mean, listen, I'm not excited for Sunday, but I am excited for Sunday because Miami, Buffalo, that's the bar.
We don't have a deep dive in top 5 this week because none of y'all punks would post it on Twitter. So maybe next week we'll have something. But yeah, all in all, NFL, dude, it is so good.
It feels good, man.
It's like, as bad as the Panthers are, I still really enjoy watching these other football teams actually play football. Josh Allen is good at football. He looks good in shorts. He makes the game look dumb. Like, he makes the hardest game in the world, like, just look so easy. I love the Bills. It's fun to watch them play. They play a fun brand. I love Stephon Diggs. That dude's special too. But yeah, so I look forward to watching more football this week. I'm probably not going to watch the Gamecocks, and I definitely ain't going to watch the Panthers. Those two games that I probably can deal without. But yeah,
man.
we got birthday Thursday.
So I'm assuming no live on Thursday.
No live on Thursday. We'll be going out.
Thursday.
Shucks, we missed it. Wait, who's playing Thursday?
Steelers Browns.
Damn, tough.
Damn. We missed Jacoby Brissett versus Mitch Trubisky.
Damn, that sucks, guys. Sorry. Next Thursday is.
Hell, I might could go live.
Yeah, you could go live.
Get some people in here.
Yeah, you can hang out if you really want to. I mean, it's fun for sure.
I mean, I'm gonna watch the game one way or another.
Right. That shows you how true. That's true fans right there. True fans.
I sat and watched every minute of the Bengals Cowboys game, every last minute of it,
and that was a bad football game.
Not great.
So yeah. Interesting times, great times. You got anything to say before we get out of here, Remy?
Dude,
well, you need to probably go live anyway so we can do picks. You have people on do picks.
We gotta do pick'ems. You might have to send them in.
Hey, there you go. Get Alan in there. Alan will come hang out.
We'll get Alan in. Get him to troll a lot of people. Yeah. No, man, I'm just happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. I mean, 6 tutties. Currently leads the league in passing yards. I sat there. He has 700 something passing yards already, and I was like, if he throws 3,000, that's pretty good. We got 700 through 2 games. I think we reaching that number, baby. Pretty happy. I do want to please everybody. I know, like, I threw out the tweets yesterday about the live, trying to get another top 5. Please, 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 just a like, a retweet, a comment, anything helps. I think we got like no interaction on those tweets. Mm-hmm. So that one I would love to just get everybody just hit the like button, man. It takes half a second. Just spread the word.
We appreciate you guys. We thank y'all for hanging out and coming in here and laughing at my misery and appreciating Remy's happiness. Look at Apollo. That's how I feel. That's how I feel right now. Tua. Remy, sit down. You got to flex out of the jersey.
What?
What? But yeah, so we appreciate each and every one of you guys. Look out for the tweet if Remy's going to go live or not Thursday. I won't be a part of it. Of course, it's my birthday. So once again, thanks and have a good rest of y'all's week. We will see y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace.